Hey everyone, my name is Joey, and I studied abroad in the spring of 2018 with Fullerton/Cypress College for their Florence, Italy trip, and I'm actually here to talk to you today about why you should do the same. When I look back on my study abroad trip, I genuinely believe it was one of the greatest decisions I've made in my life thus far. It's really impacted almost every aspect of my life, from educational to the way I view the world. So when I look back on studying abroad, the first thing I think of is traveling. I had never heard of such accessible travel in my life. I went to Italy. I had never heard of a flight to another country for $100. That was just such a bizarre thing for me. And so with cheap travel like that, it's either airline, bus, metro, which they do have public transportations in Europe. It's insane, but America could never. It was great. I got to go to different countries on the weekend, and I got not only to experience my home stays culture in their country, but I also got to go to France. I got to go to Spain. I got to go to the Netherlands. I got to go to Germany. I got to go to all these wonderful places, and that's not something you could do every day in America, and it's amazing, you know? I also think about how immediate you can apply what you've learned in your classroom. With that being said, your teachers do a wonderful job in making sure that the curriculum is fit for studying abroad, where you can learn about a piece of artwork or a historical building or how it was relevant in what you're learning, and take a quick walk to actually go see it in person. There's so much history and there's so much culture in Europe and these other places that you aren't familiar with, and that's something that study abroad provides you that nothing else can, and it's absolutely wonderful. Another big thing that I take away from my trip is that it's doing something every day that makes you uncomfortable. When you take yourself outside of your comfort zone in Southern California and you place it in a different country where you don't know the language and you don't know the people, there's going to be a boundary every day that you have to get across, and you'll be successful at it, and you'll feel so great about yourself, and you'll get that momentum, and you'll keep doing those kind of motions, and you'll keep tackling bigger and better challenges, and that's a lesson that you can apply for later on in life as well. And another big thing that I took away from when I was studying abroad is you grow up. Us as young adults are so accustomed to our lifestyle here that when you take it all away, you focus so much, and there's so much introspective work that's going on. It's wonderful, and you get to become more independent. You're very self-reliant. You become a bit more savvy in the way that you deal with the world. You get a better sense of street smarts, and so it really does help you in the long run when you do this program. There's also a great thing that comes with studying abroad, like I mentioned earlier, where public transport and these sort of ideas aren't as prominent in America as they are out there. And those are practical skills that you learn out there, because now you don't have a car. You have to use your feet to get to somewhere. You got to go to A to B. You have to now rely on the metro, which is phenomenal. And technology has also been very helpful in that process, and it really takes down that learning curve to make it very easy. So just give it like a month or two. Not even that, I'd say give it like a couple days, and you'll probably be roaming that country like nothing, and you'll be able to go to a different part of Spain or a different part of wherever you decide to go very, very easily. There are also some outcomes from studying abroad that I was fully unaware of, but I was ready to embrace when it happened, and I have now made some lifelong friends studying abroad. I have met people who are very like-minded. They want to do the same things I do. They want to travel as much as I do. We all share this wonderful bonding experience of being with each other for 3 months and having them become my family, And so you will make some lifelong friends in the process, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful bonding experience. It's like no other. There's also, when you study abroad, you could use this for your college applications. I know the UC systems ask for a letter of admission, and you get to talk about yourself, and you get to tell the college what you bring to the table and your experiences in life and how you overcome them, or what really shapes you as a person. And studying abroad really does shape you in the long run. As cliche as it sounds, I get it. It really does make a huge impact on your life afterwards, and you always look back at it and you're like, wow, like, because I couldn't speak Spanish, I figured out another way to get across that language barrier, and I got to relay information with other forms of communication. And that's a big thing, you know? Studying abroad also makes you super eager to see more, you know? I had some traveling experience prior to going, and it was always with my family. It was never alone. And when I got over that, like, by myself, I don't know if I could do this. And when I got over that hump, I was like, okay, let's go to this country, let's go to this country. Do you guys want to go to different cities today? Like, it's one of those things where it's now you have this insatiable hunger to go see the world. And when, like I was telling you, when you understand how accessible traveling is out there, like, it's like no other. And my story personally, after studying abroad, I am now so enamored by European culture that I am now gonna go teach kids English. I am gonna go live in Madrid for 9 months because I loved the culture and I loved the lifestyle and the people, and it was wonderful to really experience something that I probably would have never done if I didn't take the leap of faith in studying abroad, you know? So there's so many lessons to be learned, both inside a classroom, which is very educational, but also outside of the classroom. The world is your classroom, and you need to take advantage of it because there's a lot of things that you can learn out there, and be open-minded to the ideas and the cultures and the way that other people live, because it's wonderful. It's so cool to understand why people do the things that they do, or what their culture has been doing for decades and centuries, you know? So I say go ahead and take that plunge. Studying abroad has been one of the greatest things I could have ever done in my lifetime. You know, if you're afraid that the finances might not be there, okay, prepare now for next year, or FAFSA can help you. There's ways to get you out there. I say do it. I say take the plunge. I was afraid, I did it, and now I'm looking back on it like I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I would never give it up. So I hope you guys have a wonderful time too. Tell me all your stories. Tell Professor Cadena all your stories. She's wonderful. That'll be a great time. Bye.